Stay with Expresso and SABC3.
The fabulous lady from the team, the fabulous Baker Girls, are in studio, is in studio. Naz, great to have you in studio. We are going to teach you how to make the most incredible cupcake decorations for your mom for this Mother's Day. Very, very easy. You just make the cupcakes and we're going to show you how to make these floral decorations. But before we start, look at that Mother's Day cake you made us. It is amazing. It has got all of us on there, and we're going to turn the cake around a bit later on because you asked friends and family what espresso means to them. Yes. And they actually wrote, and I want to turn it around, they actually wrote, espresso is quiet, it's the start of our day, it's better than Java, and a whole lot of messages. That's from their friends and family. I'm just pointing it there to the camera so everyone can see. Now, what do we start with when it comes to making, because these look so difficult. I don't think I'll be able to make them.
Well, the reason why we decided to do these particular cupcake toppers is because they are really that simple to make.
Okay. I'm taking your word for it.
What we need to do is, you're basically starting with your fondant, which is the paste that you put over the cakes. And it's quite soft. I mean, if you feel that, you can feel it's really, really soft.
Is it edible?
It is edible. It is edible. Generally, we try to do, and it's very sweet because it's made with icing, yes.
Yeah.
So what we need to do, it is too soft to hold its shape when you put it onto the cupcakes.
Yes.
So we need to strengthen it.
And how do we do that?
And we generally do that. We use a product called CMC. Now, what we try to do with these toppers is we try to make sure that anyone at home can do it. But there are certain things that you have to go to a specialist store to get. You'd be able to buy the fondant. You'd be able to go to a store such as Pick n Pay, and you could get it from them. But with a CMC, you'd have to go to a specialist baking store. Okay. So to make 12 cupcake toppers flowers, you use about 125 grams of fondant. And then you take about a teaspoon of the CMC. I'm just going to measure with my eye.
You measure with your eyes. While you're measuring with your eyes, tell me, how did you start the Fabulous Baker Girls?
I used to work in government, believe it or not. I used to teach for many years, and then I worked in government. And then this was always a hobby. And my 5-year-old daughter and I would always bake for family, friends, and so on. And then one day we were baking, and she said, "Oh, Mommy, we're making fabulous. We're making fabulous cakes." And I said, "Yes, we are." And she says, "Oh, so we're the Baker Girls." And I said, "You know what? We're the Fabulous Baker Girls." And that's actually how it started.
That is so beautiful.
So yeah, so we're doing this full time. And
it's a feel-good story for a feel-good Friday.
Yes, totally. Okay, so this should be strengthened enough. You really need to, as you go along, you'll feel it would move from that.
I felt this one, and this one's hard.
Yeah. So as you're working with it, it hardens, and then you've got to work with it quite rapidly.
Okay, so let's work rapidly.
We've got our, and we're going to do a pink topper. That will be on top, and then we take our rolling pin. And a lot of people think that baking stuff is very expensive, but generally we find that we improvise and we recycle a lot.
That's a nice thing. And you know what? At Pick n Pay is stocking more and more baking things. It's making it so
much easier, yes. And we have a great relationship with our friendly neighbor Pick n Pay store. So we get all our materials from them for our cakes.
The recycled stuff.
Yes. So and you'll see how we'll use
Look
it
at this. Now. You see, you can just go to your local store and ask them to help you with recycled items.
Okay, so you basically take your cutter, and again, this is a specialist item, but you can also use kiddies' toy cutters, Play-Doh cutters. And you basically just twist it until the flower comes out, like that. I like to just brush over it, just to remove all the loose bits, otherwise it looks untidy. And I really am a perfectionist where this is concerned.
But that's why you're the fabulous one of the fabulous Baker Girls.
One of the fabulous Baker Girls. So you'll see that, and that is basically your flour. You're not able to work with it immediately because it's still too soft, even though you have hardened it a bit.
Okay. So how long do you leave it for?
Generally, I leave it for about 10-15 minutes, just so that it can harden and set a bit. And here we have one that has
hardened.
Yeah, it's hardened a bit. So you just use your spatula or knife. Okay.
Lift it up very gently.
Very, very gently.
There we go, lifting it up.
Yeah. And you can see, because it had hardened a bit, you can see that the skin wrinkles slightly.
Yes.
Okay. And we use our recycled materials. We pop it in there. And there we have
There you have, and then I can add a little
flour. Yes, so you take that, you just make a little circle with it.
Yes.
Now, in order to make sure that it doesn't stick to your hands, you use white vegetable fat.
White vegetable fat.
Yeah, and you also will find this at your friendly pick and pay store. It's invaluable. You cannot do any of this work without it.
Oh, look at this.
You really can't.
Okay,
So,
now I've made a little...
yeah, and then you just flatten it in the palm of your hand. There we go. And you can use anything that has a serrated edge because you have to give it a bit of texture. So, because no center of a flour is completely smooth.
No, absolutely.
So, I just use a grater at home, but I thought it would be, I don't want to bring my grater
let's do
with.
it quicker the way you do. Because
So, you just take your, just like that, and a bit of water.
there we go. Look at this, we're making our simple cupcake
And I'll put it onto that.
for our mom. Naz, thank you so much for showing us how to make this. So great cooking with you. Thank you for being so fabulous. Thank you for our beautiful espresso cake, and to our moms, a very happy Mother's Day, and remember to make something as special as this. Now, Mother's Day is on Sunday. How would you like to win yourself 2 tickets for 2 adults and 2 youngsters to go to Gold Reef City on Sunday? Well, take a look at this.
Stay with Espresso and SABC3.